For your tile today, you guys will get a ball of clay. Some of you guys started with this last class. Your bas relief will be a bigger piece. This one will give you enough clay to make a tile like this. This is 5 inches by 5 inches. You can use it for your template, okay? Avery, will you go grab a rolling pin?
Yeah.
Your first step is gonna be to make a slab. You can pound it with your hand a little bit if you don't have a rolling pin. And once you get a rolling pin, roll and try not to go off the sides. Rahul, can you guys see? If you go off the sides, you'll pinch the edge and make it too skinny. What you want to do is just rotate the rolling pin around and get it thin enough like a pancake at Perkins, but not too thin that it becomes real floppy. Right now, this is pretty good. It's about the thickness of a pencil, and it's pretty strong still, okay? My next step is to cut out a 5 by 5 tile. You can use a loop tool to cut like this or a cutter tool. This one's actually broken, but it still works. Okay, you guys want to stand on that stool. So I'm going to trace around like this. And do not trash your extra pieces that you cut off. You're going to use those, okay? So here's my tile, and put these on the side. All right, Cole, zoom in on this part. Now, I'm going to do something here with this loop tool. You guys should tell me if I'm doing an additive process or subtractive process. Okay. What'd you say? Subtractive. Why? Why?
Because you're cutting out.
Yep, I'm removing clay. Okay. Violet, can you see? Get on a stool, hon. Now, let's say I just want to play with the processes of slipping and scoring. Okay. So let's say I want to just kind of create a design, and I'm going to do this now. Okay, I put it on there. Is that good?
No.
What am I missing? Slipping and scoring. So right now this clay is wet, so I'm going to start with some scoring on the edge that's getting attached, as well as the edge on my clay. And then I need to do what? Slip. So I grab my bucket of slip, put some wet slip on both surfaces, and then put it together. And I kind of push it together so that you're creating that interlocking like this. Okay?
How does the interlocking work?
It's like the wet clay and the scratching, the scoring, gets pushed together like this. And then as it dries, it's drying interlocked like that. So then it won't pop off later. Okay? Now I've done additive, subtractive, and I've also done slipping and scoring. You guys can practice one of your design ideas for the bas relief. I saw some kids that were trying to make planets, okay? They were going to make like a 3D planet, which would be like a little ball. Now, this ball at this thickness in the kiln becomes a grenade, okay? Does anybody know why? Air sacs in there. There's air pockets in here. It's too thick. This would get set in the kiln. Let's say even I slipped and scored it, it was all good. And then this tile next to it would become the victim of this ball. Most likely it would blow up and destroy everything around it, okay? So you have two options. Hollow it out, the actual object, or hollow from the bottom. This tool here is great for hollowing out through the bottom of the object. You stick it in like this, you twist it, and you pull out, and it basically removed a finger's worth of clay. And then I'm going to go into, Doug, come over here, please. Hollow it out a little more. Now it's hollow. You guys all see how it's hollow in there? Now I can put it onto my bas relief or my tile. I'm going to score the sides, score where it's going to go, slip and slip. Now I'm missing one more step before this becomes safe. Anybody know?
This thing?
Oh, I could do something like that. Does it have an air sac in it?
No. Yes.
It's hollow, right? So what I need to do is I need to poke a hole. I can either poke a hole like in part of the design and just go right through the side so that the air can escape, or from the bottom side, Doug, I can poke a hole in through it so the air is going to come out from this, okay? That's one idea. The last thing, let's say you're going to do 3 or 4 layers. Let's say your bas relief is going to be really tall and it's going to be coming off maybe this corner, okay? You slip and score all the pieces together, but now this is too thick. It's more than an inch, right? That could blow up. Instead of hollowing this out, you have the option of going in from the back and removing some of the clay, which ultimately digs in to that piece you put on, right? So if I pull it off, you can see I've started to dig into it, which makes it thinner, but you can't see it from the top, okay? These are some things I want you guys to practice today. I'm going to point to them. I want you to say which process it was. What process is this? What process was putting this on? Okay. What was this part where I scratched? Score specifically. And what's this stuff called? Slip. Okay. And what did I do to this ball so it didn't blow up? I hollowed it out. Okay. And then gave it an air hole to escape. All right. You can stop the video now. Nice job.